Welcome on board XENIA Lagoon 380 by NAS Sailing. Going through the passerelle. On the stern, on both sides, there are diesel tanks, emergency tiller, shower, helming station. All lines led to the helmsman, bimini, and you can put spray hood here. All the Raymarine instruments, GPS, autopilot, wind instruments are here. Engine controls. Bottom button is for contact. Top button is for starting. To stop them, just press stop, and then hold the bottom button until the beeping stops. Engine controls right here, and there is one electric winch for the halyard, so you just press here or here and we have an electric winch. Going forward, we have waste tank here, boat hook, have two solar panels, one on each side of the cabin. In front, both hulls, there is another spare cabin. Anchor, which you control from the inside, and you need, like on every catamaran, you use a rope with a shackle that you put on the chain when you're anchored, so the chain stays in the middle of the both hulls. Roller furling with line led aft, so you can control everything from the cockpit. In the bow storages we have 1 and 2 water tanks, water hose, spare anchor, and on the starboard side is an anchor windlass with controls inside the cabin which you can take out to control the winch. You have to be careful when putting up the anchor, because as the chain goes up it tends to pile up underneath the winch itself, so sometimes occasionally you have to throw it by hand so it goes nicely around so it doesn't pile up close to the anchor winch. On the bow there is intake for 1 water tank, and on the other side for another water tank. Starboard side forward is another spare cabin. Big lazy jack with full batten mainsail and single line reefing, so you just pull one line and the whole sail goes down. We have 8 fenders, 4 on each side, and 2 balls. On the starboard side again there is diesel tank here. In the cockpit, under the seat, there's a icebox. Here we have two gas bottles, one connected and one spare one. And under here there's a fire extinguisher, dinghy pump, bucket. Coming inside, on the port side there is a nav station. All the buttons clearly marked, 12-volt charger, 220-volt panel saying that we have power, and all the tanks and battery states you can check here in this display. Eberspacher heating, 2 units, one for each hull, easy to operate. VHF station, stereo with outside speakers, 220-volt outlets, and lights control. We have a big galley. The small pipes are for seawater with foot operated pumps. In here we have 2 water tanks, so there's one valve that's open and another one closed. When you consume all the water from one tank, just close one tank and open the second one. Here there are 2 gas valves. One is for the stove, one is for the cooker. Under here we have safety equipment, bosun's chair, first aid kit, flares, posts for lowering the table so you can make the bed, one big bed here in the salon. In the salon below there are life jackets for everyone, and here in the salon also there is an anchor winch control, which you open the window and pass through here. Big nice refrigerator. Going inside the port hull, there's a big cabin in the stern port. Underneath there are more life jackets and main switches for the batteries, and they all have to be horizontal in on position. And up here we have windlass circuit breaker. Gas detector here. Going forward, have big bathroom with shower here, lights control here, and shower pump for pumping out the water from the basin. We have standard Jobsko toilet, operates the same like every Jobsko toilet. Put the lever to the left and pump in salt water. Put the lever to the right and pump everything out, and just leave it like that. Forward port cabin. Moving on to the starboard hull. Forward cabin. Inside both of the forward cabins looking aft, there is a big pipe and a big valve for wastewater tank. You have to open them and release everything out before going back to the base. There's another shower and toilet, same like on the port side, and another big cabin, starboard stern. Underneath the bed there are engine battery controls, so 2 of them have to be on and the third, the top one, has to be off. That's for an emergency if you drain the battery, so you can connect all the batteries together and start the engine.